Berserk is a manga series written and illustrated by Kentaro Miura. Set in a medieval Europe-inspired fantasy world, the story centers on the characters of Guts, an orphaned mercenary, and Griffith, the leader of a mercenary band called the Band of the Hawk. Themes of isolation, camaraderie, and the question of whether humanity is fundamentally good or evil pervade the story, as it explores both the best and worst of human nature. Both the manga and anime are noted for their heavy violence. Miura premiered a prototype of Berserk in 1988. The first volume of the manga was published on November 26, 1990 by Hakusensha in its Jets Comics collection. In 1992, after the publication of 3 more volumes, Berserk began serialization in Young Animal. The series was adapted into a 25-episode anime series covering the series' first story arc by Oriental Light and Magic from October 7, 1997 to March 31, 1998. A series of films were released, beginning with Berserk Golden Age Arcade Eye, The Egg of the King on February 4, 2012, as part of an effort to adapt the entire manga series. Plot: Guts is a wandering warrior who hunts demon-like creatures called apostles, humans who have made a deal with a group of archdemons known as the God Hand that in exchange for their wish they must sacrifice someone or something close to them. Guts once was the member of a renowned mercenary unit known as Band of the Hawk. After his troubled childhood under his adopted father, Guts is recruited to the Hawks by their charismatic leader Griffith. Griffith, Guts and their mercenary group play a pivotal role in ending the long war that has ravaged the country of Midland. Griffith, however, in his ambition to become a ruler, seduces the king's daughter, leading to him being imprisoned and horribly tortured until being rescued by his comrades. With his body horribly mutilated, Griffith sacrifices his friends and mercenary group to the God Hand to continue his dream in a demonic ritual from which only Guts and his lover Casca survived. After being separated from Casca, who lost her memories after the ritual, Guts starts hunting down the apostles in search for revenge against Griffith, reuniting with Casca just in time to rescue her from being burned as a witch. While Guts and Casca travel to the elf country of Elfheim in search for a safe haven, accompanied a group of companions they befriended during their travels, a revived Griffith reforms the Band of Hawk and leads the fight against invading forces from the east, eventually establishing his rule over Midland and founding a new, massive capital, Falconia, where the humans take refuge from the ever-increasing attacks of demons, unaware that their leader is actually one of them. Historical references: Guts' Iron Arm, in his original character concept, is very similar to Gar Paragraph TZ von Berlichingen's Iron Arm, which is kept in the Nah-1 Quarter RNBERG Museum. Berlichingen was a German knight and leader of a band of mercenary soldiers, with a reputation as a Robin Hood figure. In 1504, his right arm was struck off by enemy cannon fire and a prosthetic iron arm was developed to replace it. Miura stated in an interview that he created Guts independently and did not learn about von Berlichingen until after several volumes of the manga had been published. Manga. Miura first premiered Berserk in 1988 with a 48-page prototype, which won a prize at the Komi manga school he was enrolled in at the time. On November 26, 1990, the first volume of the manga was published by Hakusensha in its Jets Comics collection. 3 more volumes appeared until Berserk was serialized by Young Animal in 1992 and new chapters are still being released in the bi-weekly magazine. Bound volumes are still published biannually in Japan by Hakusensha. As of March 2013, 37 tankobon of the manga have been published in Japan. The manga has published on an irregular schedule since late 2006. In North America and the United Kingdom, the manga is translated and co-published between Dark Horse Comics and Digital Manga Publishing, which has released 37 volumes so far, the first on October 22, 2003. The series has also been published in Mexico by Grupo Editorial Vid, in France by Samurai Editions, Dynamic Visions and GLA Copyright Nat, in Spain by Manga Line Editions, in the Netherlands by GLA Copyright Nat, in South Korea by Dai One, and in Italy, Germany, and Brazil by Panini Comics. Adaptations, anime. Produced by OLM. The 25-episode TV anime series adaptation Berserk, Kenpa Denki first aired from October 7, 1997 to March 31, 1998. The series begins with the Black Swordsman arc, continuing through the Golden Age arc. Though the manga storyline remains largely intact, many changes were made, with the modification or elimination of characters, some of the series' most violent and brutal scenes, and material that would have extended the storyline beyond the planned run of the anime series. Themes of friendship and ambition are more developed and emphasized than those of causality and the supernatural, all of which were made with the approval of series creator Kentaro Miura. In Asia, BAP Video has released 13 VHS and 12 VCD including 2 episodes each from 1998 to 1999 in Japan. The 7 discs DVD BOX, using audio CD cases, was released in Japan in 2001, with the 7 volumes being re-released later in individual DVD regular cases in 2003. Music: Suzumu Hirasawa composed the soundtracks for both the anime and video games, using an eclectic selection of instruments. He received the offer to compose music for the series due to Miura being a fan of his works and listening to them while he works on Berserk. That also led to Miura almost never requesting a specific composition to Hirasawa. Hirasawa has said that Berserk does not feel like a self-restrained story, and that composing for the series is similar to the sensation of unlocking one of his inner restraints, leading to compositions on a Berserk style. The opening theme is Tell Me Why by Pen Pals, the ending theme is Waiting So Long by Silver Fins, and the next episode theme is Berserk Forces by Suzumu Hirasawa. Film series. In September 2010, a wraparound jacket band on Volume 35 of the Berserk manga announced a new anime project, which was later revealed to be a series of films intended to adapt the entire manga series. The first 2 films, Berserk Golden Age Arcade I, The Egg of the King and Berserk Golden Age Arcade II, The Battle for Doldre, were released in Japan in February and June 2012. Berserk Golden Age Arcade III, The Advent was released on February 1, 2013 in Japan. The voice cast features Hiroaki Iwanaga as Guts, Takahiro Sakurai as Griffith, and To Yukinari as Kasuga. The English voice cast features Mark DeRazon as Guts, Kevin T. Collins as Griffith, and Kari Karanen as Kasuga, all reprising their roles from the original anime. Video games: 2 video games based on Berserk have been released, Sword of the Berserk, Guts Rage and Berserk Millennium Falcon Arcade, Chapter of the Record of the Holy Demon War. The former takes place during the Hawk of the Millennium Empire arc and was released in America before the manga or anime, while the latter is set between volumes 22 and 27. Other merchandise: in addition to video games and game guidebooks, Berserk has spurred on a range of different merchandise, from lighters to keyrings to Kubrick. Statues and action figures are produced by Art of War. A Berserk trading card game was released by Konami in Japan. A figure of Guts was released by Max Factory in its Figma line in January 2012. Reception: as of June 2013, the manga has sold 24 million volumes in Japan and 7 million overseas. The manga has won the award for excellence at the 6th installment of Tezuka Osamu Cultural Prize in 2002. References. External links. Japanese, Berserk official page, Japanese, Berserk Films official site, digital manga publishing page for Berserk, Art of War, official Berserk merchandise, Berserk at Anime News Network's Encyclopedia, Berserk at Anime News Network's Encyclopedia, Berserk at the Internet Movie Database.